area. Entering occupied dark zone. Rogue agent nearby. Engaging landmark.
Business booming. Yeah, it is. Woo, yeah, it is. Now business booming. Woo, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Goddamn, y'all linked over my click. That's when it all clicked.
Rogue agent detected. Rogue agent nearby. Rogue agent detected. Enemy patrol detected. Rogue agent detected.
You really think that's a good idea?
Rogue agent nearby.
Ooh.
Entering occupied dark zone. Rogue agent nearby. Engaging landmark. Hit the mark. Safe area detected. Now entering occupied dark zone. Rogue agent nearby.
What's going on, everybody? This is Slayer back again with another Division 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be covering one of my favorite builds right now. And I know I say that pretty much all the time, but when I make a build, I only make a build that I'm really going to enjoy. That's why this one kind of took so long. That's why I've been kind of spaced out in my timing with videos. I know I've been a little lackluster. I've been working 7 days a week, so yeah, the weekends were usually for streaming. The past couple weekends have just been a little too busy to do all that, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to jump right into the build. So we are running Demolitionist. I think the only reason I run Demolitionist is I have so many different builds that use the Demolitionist that I like to have it on. For this build in particular, we are going to run the Survivalist. So what we are looking at is my pistol build. Now, I absolutely love this pistol build. This pistol build will shred in PvP and PvE, as you saw in that gameplay. This build is awesome. I mean, in a lot of that gameplay, I was running against people that had the clutch build, the one that everyone is going for. So we're gonna jump right into the weapons. So for me, I'm running a Model 700 just because if there's somebody at distance, I like to be able to take shots at them just because it's funny. But this isn't really the bread and butter of the build. This is just what I got. So got a Model 700, 131.5k damage, fast hands, fast hands, distance, and end rhythm. I like having end rhythm, especially for PvE, just because you have that 5% chance, even while it's holstered, to be able to get your skills automatically back, which is really, really nice, especially for me since I usually run this Revive Hive like I do in pretty much all these build videos. Moving on to the secondary of running the Chatterbox, specifically for the holster talent, which is while holster reloading your weapon within 5 seconds of a kill grants 20% rate of fire for 10 seconds. So get going right into the bread and butter of this build. The only weapon you're really going to use is the M45A1. So let's delete this. So let's look at the, I know that there's some other YouTubers out there that have pistol builds. I've seen one, and they say to use the M1911. They say the M1911 is the best one. So I want you guys to take a look at this M1911 and then let me know in the comments which one is the best one between the two that I've got. This 1911 that I've got has more base damage, but it's 267 more base damage than this M45A1 that I've got with finisher, optimized, and cannon. So, and the only mod that you can put on it is an extended mag. You can only add the 11 extra bullets. So going back to what I've got the M45A1 with lucky shots, so magazine capacity is increased by 20%. Missed shots from cover have a 25% chance to return to the magazine. Extra, which is plus 20% magazine size. And then Zen, while equipped to resting cover for 3 seconds, removes blind and disorient status effects. That one I don't really care too much about. But as you can see, damage 55.6k, 310 rate of fire, 25 magazine. So yeah, I mean, you can switch out extra for Allegro. For me, it didn't really work out that way, so this is what I got. I like it like this because it gives me more ammo. But yeah, you could probably use Allegro because the name of the game right now is the rate of fire. So moving right into the mods, this one gives me 4 mod slots. The only micro optics rail that I have, so if you are going to use this build particularly for PvE, I would say throw that low reflex sight on and get you that 10% damage to elites. For me, since I specifically use this for mainly PvP, I don't like losing that 10% optimal range because your optimal range is already kind of low. So for me, I just run 3 mods. I run the extended pistol mag for 11 extra bullets. I run the compact coupled laser pointer for 10% headshot damage. And I run the suppressor because that's all I've got, which gives me the 5% crit hit chance. See, you could switch this out for the compound coupled small laser pointer, give you that 10% crit hit chance, which is nice. Let's put this on, just because I'm curious. If I put this on, my crit hit chance would be 34%, which is pretty good. But for me, I'd rather have 10% headshot damage, so I run that 10% headshot damage. But jumping into the pieces, we're going to go clockwise, just like we did in the last build. We are running a 2-piece of Richter and Kaiser. So the 2-piece gives you that 20% pistol damage, which is the best damage that you can get off a brand set, no matter what. So attributes, I've got 23% damage to elites. So like I said, this is really good for PvE as well. I've got 4% crit hit chance and then 10% skill power. So I mean, I've got a whopping 128 skill power over there. As you can see on the left, that's my stats. I'm running a 12-4-2 build. But even at a 12-4-2, I have 261,342 armor, 30,203 health. So some people like to run it where they're a lot tankier and have like unstoppable force, which is good. I think that's a smart idea. But for me, I like it more like this because I have a lot more just raw damage and I've got a ton of armor. So moving into the backpack, I have an Alp Summit armament because they get stat rolls. I've got 10.5% weapon damage right there with 3% crit hit damage. Tech support, which I don't even have procced, and then hardened for that 10% armor. And for the mods, I've got a utility mod with giving me more reload speed, 4% more reload speed, and then I've got an offensive mod specifically for the pistol damage, 3% pistol damage. So gloves, I have another Alp Summit, which gives me, I've got cooldown reduction and skill power, so whatever. I've got 10% pistol damage here, and then terminate, which I don't have procced. I would love to have destructive right here for me personally, because if I had destructive or devastating, that would give me an extra 5%. That'd be nice. Moving into the mods for it, I've got an utility mod for skill power, but it's mainly for grenade damage. Then I go down here to these Gilligard knee pads. I've got So it gives me 5% total armor, plus it gives me 10,541 bonus armor. So I've got 2 defensive mods. One gives me 3,148 health with armor regeneration and skill health. Then I've got my other one is 2,185 bonus armor, 3% protection from elites, and then plus 2.5% total armor. So that's really nice. Moving on to the holster, I have my second piece of the Richter and Kaiser. This one gives me 12% crit hit chance, and then 5% weapon damage. Then I have an offensive slot an offensive mod that gives me 4% pistol damage. For the chest piece, I'm running the Sokolov, giving me 10% SMG damage, 3.5% crit hit chance, 7% crit hit damage, 8,089 bonus armor, 5% weapon damage, and then I've got hardened on it to give me that 10% extra armor. I got an offensive mod slot here, which gives me 1% damage to armor and 3% pistol damage. So in the clips that you saw me running this build, I was running it with the Demolitionist. So this was hitting for I think like 15k. Let's switch out just to see. This is hitting, so it hadn't changed. It didn't want to change for me. So let's see. It's hitting for 14.7. So I've got so much. I've got the Sokolov, which gives that 10% SMG damage, right? So if you don't want to specifically run this just pistol, which I love it with a pistol, pistol is really, really good mid-range. Keeping people in mid-range, keeping those clutch players in mid-range, those SMG builds mid-range is really good. Then you can rush up on people that are running like LMGs with this thing, especially if you're getting headshots, because it's just really, really good. For the skills that I'm running a Reviver Hive, which I wouldn't suggest too much if you're specifically running this PvP. I would really say run like a drone with the Fixer. So that goes back into play of why I was running the Survivalist there for just a second. Survivalist, if you have it maxed out, there's one mod that in the Survivalist tree that I think it's called Triage, if you get shot and you hit a med kit, it'll just heal you over time. It's a heal over time. So if you did it, you could cheese it to where you're just consistently getting heals while face tanking. So if you're gonna just run, if it was me and I was just running this build, just solely focused on it, I would run Survivalist, because it makes it really, really nice. So like I said, I'd probably run a Fixer drone and a Chem Launcher heal. That's what I was running in that gameplay. Moving into my stats, we'll look at my stats just to kind of finish it up. So a lot of people I see always forget that you have to toggle your weapon, because right now we're looking at the Model 700. Okay, so now we're looking at the pistol. So I've got 24.5% crit hit chance. So like I said, if you wanted to put more crit hit chance, you'd be sitting right there about 35%, 34% crit hit chance, 35% crit hit damage. For me, I'm running more headshot damage. I have 110% headshot damage. That's why I like having that extra headshot damage, because you can 3-4 shot people with this if you do it right, if you shoot them in the head. We've got 4% reload speed. My reload time is 1.7 seconds. So pistol damage bonus 50%. That's crazy. Then defense 261,343 armor, and I got a little bit of health. 10% hazard protection. So I mean, as you can see, and as you saw in that gameplay, this build is really good. I mean, it's a very underrated build. I think that a lot of people right now, a lot of YouTubers and stuff, are trying to hold off on making builds until the new patch comes out. But for me, I think that a build like this is very patch proof, because there's nothing in this build that's catching a nerf. Nothing. So honestly, the Chatterbox is getting a buff. This build could be better if you put, like, if you wanted to go, if you had some gloves that had that 10% pistol damage or higher, and then you could get a talent like Precise, giving you more headshot damage, or even Devastating, giving you that 5%. You get that 5% damage, just that 5% raw weapon damage. See, I would love to have that. Either one of the other, Precise, Devastating. That would be to max out this build, to really min-max it. See, for here, you could run like braced while in cover. Weapon handling is increased. You can run health on kill, but I don't think you're really going to get much out of health on kill. Just because, I mean, you don't have that much health. You could run. I mean, there's not a lot. Like cloaked, I think cloaked is one thing I would definitely think about rolling on there. When your armor is depleted, nearby enemy skills are disrupted for 10 seconds. So if somebody's sitting there running a deflector drone and they work your armor off, and their deflector drone is going to be down for 10 seconds. So you can sit there and heal up and then just start working on them. So I think there's a lot of ways you can really min-max this build and make it your own. Like I said, I have devastating here. You could obviously have precise here, and then you would have 20% headshot damage extra on top of it, which I think it would be really, really nice. But honestly, this is the most fun build that I have, because it is just, because nobody expects it. Like I ran up, I mean, you saw it in that gameplay, and there's even some battles I wish I would have caught. There was one I ran up on this team that was sitting there extracting. It was just a 2-man team, and they started shooting at me, so I lit up one guy. He was sitting there running a clutch build, and I killed him. An LMG guy to the right of me, I came up on him and just melted him. Because this build is, I mean, nobody really thinks, hey, I'm going to run a pistol. And then if you see a guy just running around with a pistol, oh man, he ain't got nothing going on. I've killed a lot of people with this build. This build is a sleeper for sure. But if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more content. I was saying daily content, but right now, with the way the Division 2 is, there's not a ton of things. And I don't want to just sit here just spamming content just for you guys to sit there and be like, hey man, you're not really doing anything but just popping up in the dark zone. So I really don't want to spam content, so I'm trying to give you guys some quality content. So yeah, just subscribe for more content. Ring that notification bell, that way you know when I do drop another video. Most likely it'll be another build video, because I just really like making builds. That's the draw of this game to me.